Yo guys, it's Turbo and welcome to my submission for the GBA D League and the application video that I have to unlist. Now today I'm going to bring you coverage from a TTM March Madness game against the GBA's own Monotooi, the tournament that he later won. So I hope you're excited for that. That was just a quick intro to show you what I'm showing you. Now I'm going to go to the first part of my video, the matchup. Now I drafted Tapu Bulu, Jirachi, Latios, Volcanion, Mamoswine, Raikou, Chansey, and Mega Sableye. That Chansey Mega Sableye core that Dan from the GBA liked so much. And Monotooi drafted a very Monotooi side in Mega Gardevoir, Skarmory, Dugtrio, Thundy T, Dragonite, Toxapex, Snorlax, Zoroark. So what I'm going to do now is a little breakdown my matchup. If you don't know, in the TTM March Madness tournament, you can draft 8 mons and then you bring 6 against 6 in a quick fire, rapid fire tournament. So that's what I had to do. So in my thought process, when I was looking at the matchup, I thought, well, Mega Gardevoir is a threat to my team, although I have a Volcanion and a Chansey that soak up hits. Chansey's still not appreciating Psyshock, and Volcanion, Chansey, and also to some extent Jirachi also soak up hits, but he has something that deals with Volcanion, Chansey to some extent, and Jirachi very, very well in that Dugtrio. Now Dugtrio is a big threat to my team because without the grassy terrain up, it traps Jirachi and kills it. It traps Volcanion and kills it. It can get a Sucker Punch or a Memento off on Latios, which is not very good at all. It can get a good damage off my Raikou as well, which really sucks. So I need the grassy terrain up, otherwise Earthquake runs wild. Also, Skarmory is a bit of a threat to my team considering it's very, very reliable defog and it's good at phasing, which means that if I wanted to set up in my previous games like I used before with the Subcalm Mind Raikou, I can't do that because it's going to phase me out. I can't let Dragonite set up because if Dragonite gets the +2/+2, it's almost game over for me. And Zoroark is a bit of a threat because if he disguises Zoroark as the Dugtrio, then that is a bit of a problem because I need to know if Dugtrio is what it says it is, and obviously you can test to see if Arena Trap actually works, and I'll know then if it's disguised as that, but it's still an added threat that is in the way. Now I'm going to look at his team, right, and I don't expect the Toxapex to come. The reason that is because I've got a Mamoswine, and I've got a Jirachi, and I've got a Latios. 3 things that deal with Toxapex very, very, very well, which means it's going to eliminate 1 mon from his potential selection. I also don't think that the rest of the mons, I think he's got a good chance of bringing. I think the setup Dragonite is an extreme threat, which means that hazards are extremely, extremely important in this game. Hazards are important because it will break his potential Dugtrio Sash, it breaks Sturdy on Skarmory, and it breaks a multi-scale on Dragonite, which is extremely important if I can get the kills off that I need to. So I have to build a team that works around hazards. Also, I need to look at potential Cursed Snorlax, Banded Snorlax as well, because that could also be a threat, because Snorlax is a very, very good switch into both Latios, Volcanion, and Raikou, and Chansey, and Sableye. I can't let anything set up on the Chansey. That's a big thing. When coming into the tournament, I was very aware that Chansey is set up for it, so I need to make sure that people don't set up on Chansey. So we're going to jump into the team builder part of the segment to see what I actually came up with. So I picked my 6 mons, and here is the team that I used. I used a Shed Shell Jirachi with Stealth Rock, Iron Head, Thunder Punch, and Ice Punch. Now, with 196 speed, I believe I outspeed an Adamant Dragonite. I do outspeed an Adamant Dragonite. No, I outspeed a Jolly Dragonite with that spread. Actually, I do not outspeed an Adamant Dragonite with that spread, so that's also nice. The reason I have the Shed for it Shell is because if Dougie comes in, I can get out of there and get Bulu in straight away. I can get rocks up pretty freely. So what I can do is I can lead Rachi, get rocks up easily, and if he wants to trap me with Doug, I can switch straight into the Bulu, and there is no issues whatsoever. It will reveal that I'm Shed Shell, but that's also kind of nice as well. Also, if he wants to lead his Skarmory, I can click Thunder Punch. And Thunder Punch is going to break that Sturdy, and even if he wants to trap me in or roost up me or get some rocks up or do any sort of funny shenanigans like that, Jirachi can get out of there if Dugtrio comes in. That's its main purpose. Also, it is here. It will sponge with the 56 HPs. It will sponge 1 Shadow Ball from my Mega Gardevoir, provided it's not mega offensive or got any Calm Minds up. It will definitely sponge many a Hyper Voice and Psyshock. That's excellent support for my team in the Jirachi. Next up, we have the main defensive core of the team, or defensive wall of the team. We have my mixed defensive Sableye, mainly physically defensive because Curslax is a threat. Now Curslax is a threat, so what I've gone and done is stuck Foul Play on there, and Foul Play is there for Dragonite, set up Dragonite and Curslax, or ban the Dragonite and Curslax, because Foul Play is going to hit extremely hard. It also hits Thunderous hard because it has a very high base attack stat, which is nice as well. Recover gives me good longevity and can allow me to stall out certain situations in game. Shadow Sneak is there to hit Latios because I've got 8 attack. Okay, it's not that much, but coming off a base 85, but it's still super effective damage, and if I need to get that super effective damage off, a little bit of chip, a little bit of priority is never going to hurt anybody, and it's only going to benefit me. Will-O-Wisp is there just in case I need an emergency to burn the Dragonite if it's getting out of hand. I need to burn the Snorlax if it's getting out of hand. I need to burn, I think there is only main physical threats on the team unless he wants to bring physical Thunderous. Next up, we got the gimmick of the team. We got Kebia Berry, Calm Mind, Giga Drain, Hidden Power Fire, Dazzling Gleam, Tapu Bulu with 260 speed to outspeed Adamant, I believe, Dragonite. It outspeeds Adamant Dragonite. With 48 HP and 252 special attack. Now this thing, after 2 Calm Minds or a Calm Mind, can actually just wreck his team. Hidden Power Fire, after 1 Calm Mind, 2 it goes a defensive Skarmory, not a Spit F1, which is always nice. Dazzling Gleam kills a Dragonite without a Calm Mind up after Multiscale is broken, which is why Rocks is so important. And Giga Train is great longevity because it keeps my health coming back alongside the Grassy Surge. Now I thought of Kebia Berry, but I also could have run Cobra as well. It's one or the other. Kebia was just there just in case he wanted to run tech Sludge Wave on his Thunderous, or he wanted to tech I think Poison Jab on his Dragonite. I think they were the main reasons why I run Kebia Berry instead of Cobra Berry. I thought it was more likely that he was going to do that. So that's my Tapu Bulu set. Hopefully that works out. Mamoswine standard Life Orb, Thick Fat, Breaker of the team just to get around it. Banded, and it's a second Self Rocker because just in case my Jirachi plan doesn't work or it managed to get removed, I managed to not kill Skarmory and it removes the Stealth Rocks, then I have a backup option, which is always nice. Ice Shard priority is the best priority in the game. Ice priority is silly good, stupidly offensive. That's really good as well. I'm quite conscious of time, so I'm going to hurry up a little bit. Next up, we have my setup physical Dragonite because it kills everything. Latios, it kills everything on his team. Once Skarmory is down, Outrage pretty much cleans his team. I have Shadow Claw if he thinks that the Mega Gardevoir is a safe switch in, so that's nice, and Zen Headbutt is there for Toxapex as well, so that's a great switch in. And finally, my more complicated set, my 200 attack, 60 special attack, 248 speed Volcanion with Flare Blitz, Super Power, Steam Eruption, Earth Power. The coverage is very good. The Titanium Z Super Power is for Snorlax because obviously Snorlax is more specially bulky than physically bulky, so a base 120 turning into Z move all out pummeling is going to kill the Snorlax despite its massive defense investment if it does have that. So that's what I'm going to go with there. So let's jump straight into the battle and see how it. Now as you can see, Mono brought in total his Mega Gardevoir, his Dragonite, his Dugtrio, his Skarmory, his Snorlax, and his Thundee. So that's a great option. I'm definitely leading Jirachi because that's what I need to do, because that was the plan all along. I'm going to put it on normal speed and we're going to play with the music off. So Jirachi comes out as he leads with his Snorlax. That's perfect for me because I don't fear an Earthquake. It can Earthquake if it wants to. I can find out a lot about it and I can get rocks up pretty safely first turn. But I'm going to double out just in case he wants to click Earthquake first turn, because if I get the Grassy Terrain up early enough, then I don't have to worry about Dugtrio. Now, I get a pretty free Calm Mind off on the Snorlax here because he's going to go into Skarmory, as in fact he does go into Skarmory, so I get a free Calm Mind off because the Snorlax's Earthquake is not going to be doing much. I click Hidden Power Fire and I find out that is a defensive Skarmory as he clicks Brave Bird, so I would have popped my Kobo really early, but I do not get the valuable chip. But now I've damaged a threat to stop my Latios and this thing from his team, and I kill with Giga Drain, getting a bit of health back because it was a guaranteed kill from that range anyway. So Tapu Bulu's rocking with about 55% health and he's got a +1, and I can just basically not want to take this Hyper Voice because I'm not sure how offensive it will be. It's a safe play into Jirachi because the Psyshock or the Hyper Voice is coming. Psyshock would have killed. So now I get my rocks up because he doesn't want to stay in with an Iron Head because he knows I can take a Shadow Ball depending on my spread. So I get rocks up now as well. Now he could have trapped me with Dugtrio there, but I think it's pretty obvious that I'm Shed Shell by this point because how freely I'm playing with Dugtrio. I'm going to go into Sableye because it's a pretty safe play in the Snorlax as he clicks Curse. Now I have to Mega Evolve first time because of the rules of the tournament, but I can just get Foul Plays off. Now, what you're going to see is a long sequence of plays in which I click Foul Play and he clicks Curse. Now, the more he boosts up, I'm going to be doing the same amount of damage because he's boosting his defense equally to his attack. So the damage from foul play is going to stay consistent. Fortunately for me, it's doing about 30% each time, which means I can pressure him a lot. And I have a lot of foul play PP, which is very, very good for me. I know he's either going to be packing rest or he's packing no recovery at all. If he's packing no recovery at all, then that is a problem for him because he's just going to lose a Snorlax. But all I've got to do is keep the Snorlax low with foul plays, make it waste its rests, make it very, very slow. Volcanion's going to come in and click Superpower Z move and it will take this thing out, provided it is below 50% or about 50%. And I can do that with Sableye. I can sit here. I found out he's not running Sleep Talk, which means he's running 2 coverage moves, obviously because he's got Earthquake plus coverage move, plus Curse, plus Rest. So that's a pretty sensible set. It's a pretty solid set there as well. So I just need to get him below 50%. He's Earthquake me down. I'm going to foul play. He's obviously going to rest his turn. I know he doesn't have Sleep Talk, which is going to give me the advantage to recover up. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just stalling the battle out to make sure I have the Snorlax in the right amount of HP so I can get rid of that threat. And then Latios is looking pretty good after that because I have rocks up. His removal is gone. And the Dragonite's multiscale is broken, which means Latios is pretty much clean to sweep, provided I get a +1 Dragonite up, then I basically win the game. So all I need to do now is keep foul playing this Snorlax to make sure it's down and bait Monotooi kill me. That's all I need to do. He gets the crit, which is really fortunate on my part because he finishes 26 HP. I'm not taking any chances. I'm going into Volcanion. I'm clicking that Z move. I'm going to kill the Snorlax that's a +3/+3, which Sableye did his immaculate job on, which is excellent. Snorlax is going to go down, and now he's going to trap me with Dougie. Now, I click Steam Eruption here, but obviously, because I had to run minus defense nature, because of the fact that I'm running but a mixed set, that's fine. I'm going to send in my Tapu Bulu, and I think I'm going to just Giga Drain here just to get the kill and get my health up to near enough full. Dugshow's not got much health there, but that's fine. He sets up late game rocks, which is a good play on his part because it chips down the Mamoswine's potential sash and avoids a win con for me. Now, I think I click Calm Mind here as he Will-O-Wisp as a bad play on his part because I've already revealed that I'm special, so I don't understand why he Will-O-Wisp there. But I'm just going to get a bit of Giga Drain up. I could have Calm Minded there. Might have been a better play considering how much this Hyper Voice does. I wasn't expecting it to be this offensive, but it actually was. Also, it's faster than me, so it has a bit of speed considering how much speed I'm running in my Tapu Bulu, which is kind of nice as well. So I thought he'd run a bulkier one. He doubles out here, expecting me to switch out to preserve my Tapu Bulu. That is a bad play on his part, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a bad play because he switches out expecting me to go into Latios or potentially Jirachi. I think Jirachi expecting the second Hyper Voice. Now, if he switches out into Dragonite, he's expecting him to Dragonite's up. He's probably packing Fire Punch, Inferno Overdrive, or Earthquake. It's not revealed. So that's probably why he did that. It's a bad play because my Tapu Bulu, looking at his team now, Dragonite is there. I could outspeed it. I'm not sure. And its multi-scale is broken, but he can revenge me with Hyper Voice. So I could outspeed it, I could kill, but he revenges me with Hyper Voice with a Gardevoir that outspeeds me. He could also be Scarf Thundurus with Sludge Wave, or Thundurus just outspeeds me anyway with Sludge Wave, and even with the Kebia Berry at this range, I'm going down. So that's not good either. If he's HP Ice, I also go down. So I have no reason to preserve my Tapu Bulu at this point, and I can just let him go down. Fortunately for me, he actually switches out, breaks the multi-scale early, and he now has a problem because he can't then go back out into Gardevoir and then take another 25% with Dragonite, because then he definitely loses to the priority that my Mamoswine has. Also, yeah, he just definitely loses the Ice Shard priority, but at that point. So he can't do that. He has to go for the choke in my part, and he has to try and set up. Because if he sets up, he can either Fire Punch or Inferno Overdrive or Earthquake the Jirachi. He can potentially Extreme Speed kill the Mamoswine, but he has the Thundurus and the Gardevoir to help him with that, and he can kill the Latios with a Dragon Core and Outrage. So he has to go for the choke. He has to set up. Fortunately for me, I can now reveal the Dazzling Gleam, my special Bulu. People sleep on special Bulu. Kills the Dragonite after the multi-scale is broken, as I told you it would. And he now is in a bit of a problem. He can go back into Gardevoir now and do what he should have done originally and just Hyper Voice killed me, because that's his best play, and that was his best play the whole time. He realizes that in the chat while writing poop. You can't see that on the right. As I go into Latios, and I can just click Shadow Claw because I guaranteed to outspeed this thing, and I guaranteed to outspeed the Thundurus, and then I can outrage the Thundurus pretty no problem. And I think after rocks, it doesn't kill quite, or it might just straight up kill. I think it straight up kill. Yeah, it does. So that's my physical Lati coming off. So let's just have a quick recap of this game. Rocks was majorly important. I managed to get rocks up with Jirachi just as I did. I got the grassy terrain up, and I think Mono didn't use his Dugtrio as well as he possibly could have. He had a pretty standard team, and I brought a pretty ingenious team, I think, in my opinion. The physical Lati and the special Bulu with their roles reversed really coming in clutch with the coverage that they have, which is really nice as well. I think it's really prominent to say that, just to add in here, that Mono won this tournament overall. Mono won the TTM March TTM tournament overall, the March Madness tournament, and I was the only player to beat him in this tournament as well in this game, so that's why I'm probably showcasing you this game. It's one of my favourite Joffrey battles that I've played. Also, alongside the other March Madness game that I played against Old Man Top as well, and which I beat him with a interesting chancy set. So that's a really cool game. If anyone wants to check that out as well, PM me and I'll pass you that replay. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be my submission for the GBA D League's unlisted video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked the graphics and the content, because I put a bit of effort into this. And if you like me, get back to me. Thanks. That's going to be me, Turbo.